Heavenly Father, we thank you today. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your mercy. And we thank you for the healing. And we thank you, Lord. As usual, this is Richard from THC, Truth Heritage Ministries, and Afric TV. Today, there was something which caught my eyes. You know, I work long hours, 12-hour shifts, and it's really hard for me to have time to do what I have to do. But in the times around 3 to 2, 3, 4 like this in the morning, sometimes I get a chance to have some free time and I get to listen to some teachings on different platforms like TikTok. But recently, just yesterday, I ran into this page under Empress, and Empress, she was addressing the concern. Her concern was addressed from this John, First John, and as well as Genesis 1. So she was claiming that there are two beginnings when you look at First John. To which, when I was given a chance, I tried to explain, but there was too much of what I call manipulation. They keep on questioning this without even listening. Listening is a reality that someone you can put your perspective on hold for the incoming perspective. You receive the incoming perspective, you put it on hold, you evaluate it with the benchmark, which is your own perspective, so that you can equate and evaluate what it is. So, but I think there's lack of this with this platform, and they don't take into consideration of your perspective from the way you want to drive it. So this really made it hard to bring out the understanding I wanted. But if this won't be the bad issue, I think this can be a good way to address this matter. So I'll start with Genesis, because when you consider Genesis 1, let me get my Bible here. When you consider Genesis 1, in Genesis 1, it says, it clearly states, in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. So, to Empress, this was confusing her when you come to 1 John. 1 John 1, it says, for Empress, in 1 John 1, it says, this is where actually she was much with me, like, in 1 John, okay, I have the Bible here now. In 1 John, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Excuse me. Now, in John 2nd, this is the point where she was off, because she was saying that in the 2nd John, First John 1 verse 2, that there is another beginning, because she read the same was in the beginning with God. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here this is what we need to understand. I'm going to try my best to give you the normal layman's understanding on this. Now, in Genesis 1, it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. But in John, 1 John, it establishes particularities behind the creation of the heavens and earth. But in Genesis 1, it establishes the creation of heavens and earth. Okay? So what does this mean? When you consider Genesis 1, it shows you that there was a creation of heavens and earth by God. But when you come, I'm not using but in actual meaning of the word but, that I'm erasing what I first stated, no. But I'm using but in a point of reference. So in John 1, it states, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. So, and the Word was God. This John 1 establishes a principle that the Word was God. Now we need to know, where was this Word? Now the second verse, it establishes one principle, that the same, which is Word, was with God in the beginning. So, to Empress, what was confusing her is the failure to have the perspective understanding of these two words. One, same. Second, was. Was is a reference point of what happened or what was there. So, same is to the meaning of the word we have just talked about, and was, it was a reference point to the point of the beginning with God. Now it's like, to make this much easier, let me give you an example. Let's say today you came back from the town, you walked into the home, like your home, and on the table you saw there were cookies on the table. All of you saw the cookies, you even ate the cookies. So that is it. Then the following day you come back home, you enter the house, you find your mom. She asks you, hey guys, did you see the cookies? And you're already like, yeah. And then she goes like, that was John. Oh, that was Charlie. So that statement she has just made, it's a statement which clarifies on what you didn't comprehend or what you didn't understand, but what happened. So it's a reference point, it's a reference word. So it's like, shows like Charlie or John is the one who prepared those cookies you ate. So in the beginning there was a creation of the heavens. When you come to John, John clarifies that, one, in the beginning was the Word. Two, that Word was with God. Secondly, or thirdly, that Word was God. Now when you come to the second verse, it shows you that in the beginning, in the same, it says that the same was with God. It shows you that that Word was with God. Now listen, the third verse in 1 John, it says, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. So this establishes the principle that for everything that was made, okay, it was made by the Word. Remember, John 1 establishes a principle that the Word is God. John 2 establishes the principle that this Word, it was with God during the creation of the heavens and earth. Now guess what? The third verse, it establishes a principle that there was nothing that was made which was not made by this Word. Oh, this is so sweet. So, I wish Empress she can understand this, that there isn't two beginnings. It's just one beginning. But what John does is just detailing or giving more point or giving more clarity on the beginning of the Genesis. Okay? Because this, as I gave you now in the layman's language, as I told you before, the story of the cookie. Let's say you came back at home, you found the cookies which were made. Now let's say these cookies is the heavens and earth. Now you come, you see the heavens and earth as we see the heavens and earth today. Now you're questioning yourself, who created the heavens and earth? Because you don't know. But now what John does, gives you all details on the particularities of the entities behind the creation of the heavens and earth. Or what John does is just clarifying on what was there in the beginning. So, does this establish that Christ is God? Yes, it establishes that Christ is God. Does this establish that Christ was there in the beginning? Yes, it establishes that Christ or the Word was there in the beginning. Thirdly, does this establish that Christ is the Creator? Yes, it establishes a fundamental principle in verse 3 of John 1 verse 3. It establishes one principle that all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Verse 4, it establishes one principle that in life, in him was life, and life was the light of men. That is one great principle. So, to emphasize, I think I have given a clarity which was confusing you, basing on two words or basing on two terminologies which you didn't actually give a chance to understand or to perceive. Same, it refers to the previous verse, like saying that the word, the same word, was, and is a reference point to the genesis of the beginning. That was, that word was with God in the beginning. Now, for more clarity, John says in verse 3 that that word, in verse 3, it says that for more clarity, if you want to understand, I'll clarify that there was nothing which was made or which was created without that word. You get my point? So, this, like in the Genesis, the story which was given, it was not clearly perceived. So when John comes in, he gives in a clear understanding by saying that in the beginning, which one we saw in the Genesis, there was a word, and that word was with God. And another thing, that word was God. That is clarifying now. Now on the second verse says that the same was in the beginning. You understand? At first established a fundamental fact that in the beginning there was a word, and that word was God, and that word was God. Then he refers you back into the creation, that the same, which is the word, was in the beginning with God. Now you get to understand that when it says in Genesis that in the beginning God created the heavens and earth, now is referring you that there was a word. And then on top of that, he goes on to clarify more. He says that, my friend, wait, I need to make this very clear. Okay? That when we said God created the heavens and earth, this is what we actually meant. That in the word, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. All things were made by him. Who? God. And without him was not anything made by anything that was made. Okay, so Empress, I think I have given you the clarity of this. I think you will find time to understand or to grasp this perspective of what is this. I mean, the was a point of reference to the other beginning. At first, they established the fact that the word which was there, it was equivalent to God. Secondly, they referred you back to the point of creation, that that word was there. On the third, they are showing that actually it's this word which was the source of creation. Okay. This is Truth Heritage Ministries. Truth Heritage Ministries. My name is Richard, and we are working together with Africa TV for this ministry. And thank you all. I hope we can meet anytime. You can go ahead forward your questions, and hopefully God will take me through this uh, this schedule I'm having, so that I can have more time to do this, because this is all I have. This is all I want to do. And thank you so much. May God bless you.